Yo guys, this is Vilko coming at you with another CM random pubcast. For this game we have GD carried by Waga from GD Studios against demoted demoted EOS Trash. EOS Trash. I can't remember what that means. Anyway, for the Dota team, which got the first pick, we had iRed Panda, Scroof, Too Good, Bruno, and Waga Gaming. What do you know? Casters become the casted. For the Radiant team, we have Sala, Games for May, Kobarudo, really, you gotta make it this hard for me, Nabiki, Zimawayam. The bands we have Keeper the Light and the Darkseer. From Good Studios, we see the Ron Jeremy plus Nick's band from demoted EOS Trash. First pick Magnus. We've still got Undying in the pool, guys. We've still got Wisp in the pool. Silencer was picked up, as was Gyro in the second pick, showing their cards really early. So we might see a Lifestealer carry come out here, or a Lone Druid if they wanted to. This Gyro could be played support, of course, but if he's playing carry, you don't want to put a PL on the field. That's not a good idea. Of course, you've already banned out Keeper the Light for Good Studios as well. So the PL wouldn't be the greatest carry, but you still got some other ones. You've got the usual AM Void, old school ones. There's a Shadow Demon support and a Chen, actually. Okay, so I'm going to be interested to see who picks up this Chen. I haven't casted these guys before, and I'm sorry I don't follow their every word on Twitter and have their quotes tattooed on my thighs. But there could still be some good plays here. The final pick coming up for the first three from demoted EOS Trash is yet to be announced. I can't be bothered drum rolling, but we've got Silencer and Gyrocopter. Silencer will probably be heading to the mid lane. Gyro, such a strong laner, especially with Shadow Demon, but Shadow didn't pick that up. My favorite, you've got the homing missile into the disruption. Once they pop up, you are not going to be able to avoid that. Missile is going to hit, and once Shadow Demon hits level 2, the damage amplification plus the burst. When Gyro is level 3, 2 levels into that rocket barrage, Shadow Demon is level 2, 1 of that disruption to set up the homing missile, and then 1 of the damage amplification. It hurts. I mean, it hurts. I can't even think of something about the kidney stones in reverse. That's how bad it is. But Lifestealer gets picked up by EOS Trash. So, looks like we might see support Gyro, or we could see Silencer mid, Lifestealer solo safe lane. Or he could be part of... Look, in this situation, when you've got 2 carries and no appropriate offlaners, that's when you're going to run an aggressive tri lane. And that's probably what we'll see. So they've showed their cards early. You have Lifestealer or Gyro, most likely part of an aggressive tri lane. Unless, of course, you have Gyro support. Mentioned that option earlier. But let's assume for this exercise, shall we, that he's going to be the carry. You'll have Gyro or Lifestealer in the tri lane. Silencer in mid lane. The other carry on the off lane. Oh, sorry, on the safe lane. And then, so going to be looking for 2 strong lane controlling supports. That's why we see Rubik banned out. We see Jakiro banned out. Great bans there. We could see Undying because he can mess you up something severe. Who knows? Could see a lot of options, but you really want to take out some of those good ones. The Luna banned out because GD are still looking for their big carries. They've already got a good counter PL in the Gyrocopter if they're running him as a carry. So they might not need to ban him out, and they've picked up the Lifestealer themselves. So they're probably looking to ban some carries now. They've got their Chen, they've got their Shadow. Magnus could be off lane or mid, so it's got a bit of versatility. Lone Druid, there's a good ban. Another one that can really bring down the Gyrocopter. Being able to hold him even through BKB form, deal serious amounts of damage, pressure him a lot, and Gyrocopter can clear waves, but he needs to be in close to do that. And there's a Venomancer. Often underrated, not often picked. Venomancer's lane control is, honest to God, second to none. Second to 1 being in Coddle, but still so strong. That Venomous Scale at level 1, 50%, something like 50%, 40-50%, correct me if I'm wrong. Massive slow, and just the Poison Sting. If you know how to harass and position, then goddamn, your carry is not going to have a good time. And this might be a hint that they're looking for a melee carry, because Ven, of course, really excels. Interesting Undying ban. It is good. Undying can actually offlane, so you could have Magnus mid and Undying offlane, but they've already got their Chen and Shadow Demon as hard supports. They're going to be looking for a carry, a potentially stronger offlaner than Magnus, if they don't feel confident with that Magnus in the offlane, or a mid. So Magnus will probably run Warlock. We're seeing him everywhere, guys. Really great hero. The Fatal Bonds. It took people so long to give that the credit that it deserves. And we're seeing it now. I've casted 2 games today with the Warlock. 2 out of 4 ain't bad. And Owie, thank you. That's all I have to say. You gave us the Broodmother Manta, and now you've given us the Warlock, and I thank you for that, for your services. There's the Wisp. It hadn't been banned out. That probably should have replaced the Veno, to be honest. Veno is strong, as I said, but you might know something that the enemy don't. So you might know that Veno is really strong. Doesn't mean the enemy does. So that's why you got to think about it. And there's a Spectre pick as well. So someone is big fans of the of Dignitas, former bottom with Owie as the captain there, with the Warlock and Spectre pickup, but the Wisp, such a strong support. It's going to be interesting. You're going to see Wisp jumping here, Spectre jumping there, Chen sending people back. This is going to be a pretty crazy game, guys. Hopefully, anyway. Final pickup now. They're going to be looking for a support, and honestly, there's a couple different options out there. You got the Venom. I was going to say Vengeful Spirit, but Broodmother. So Broodmother on the... Oh, okay. And Gyrocopter, Wisp, Lifestealer, Tri-Lane, Dota crashing. Thank you. Thanks for that. How's it going, gangsters and gangers? This is Vilko here. My Dota did crash, so I'm not sure if the video is saved from the first half. If it is, I'll paste that bit about the picks on. But anyway, we're in a captain's mode game. We've got Bruno, we've got Too Good, we've got GD carried by Waga versus Envy. Okay, let's run through lanes. So as I said, we've got Lifestealer on that safe lane with the Gyro support and the Wisp. Not a lot of lockdown, but that slow from Lifestealer is enough, and that homing missile should be able to land from that with between the slow and the tether stun. Silencer going for that level 1 in Glaze, wanting to really boost up his lasting potential. And we see the offlane Brood. I wasn't sure if they were going to go aggressive tri-lane for the Radiant, and then see Brood on that safe lane, because he'll probably be big against the Magnus, but neither way is ideal. Our Red Panda should be heading to the bot wave. We have Too Good in the mid lane on the Warlock. Then we'll have Chen in the jungle with a Shadow Demon Spectre support. I don't know about this, guys. Like, you're not quite the same colour, but you are pretty reddy, purpley, maroni colour. It's just... it doesn't quite meld, it doesn't quite clash, it's just... I'm not sure, guys, I'm not a big fan of it. But anyway, we've got Spectre, he's cutting a little path in the tree, should he need to duke out. You have to say, they can't be trying to go on this. We've got 4 sentries up on Shadow Demon already, which is good pickup from him. Yeah, I just feel like if they'd run aggressive try, they might be able to shut down the Spectre a bit more than the Broodmother might be able to, but then you will be feeding Spiderlings to the bot lane, which is non-existent. Looks like we're going to see a Jungle Magnus for the first couple levels. Lockified Styles, we've got Empower level 1. He's going into the jungle, ladies and gents, and this is a good play, because that tri-lane now doesn't know what to do. Their plan's out the window. The downside, of course, is Lifestealer will get free farm. And those 2 supports are roaming. They want to shut down this. Are they going to head towards mid lane, or are they going to head towards the Spectre to stop Waga, who's 4 for 1 so far? Can't fault him on that, really. There's smoke. They've wrapped around. They've got that last word. They've got the Rocket Barrage. They've got the Zap. They've got the Silence. Everything. That Rocket Barrage so strong, and that was really good movement around to the high ground. And smoked up when he was on the low ground. No creep wave to spot him. Brilliant plays and brilliant work. Damn, I still want to check out this unreliable gold thing at the start. There's a tether up again. Oh, I Red Panda might go down here. That Rocket Barrage is going to do so much, but he's out of range for the first couple of seconds. But should be enough. One more click does bring him down. They didn't even have a ward there. They knew that they were in mid lane, and oh, that was not what they wanted. Homing missile should land, and you got the Rocket Barrage. There it is, landing. Bruno might go down as well. This is not going well for carried by Waga. One more click from the Wisp. Brilliant play there for the Gyro, knowing that the Wisp would be enough. Didn't want to tank it, but the Wisp did tank a little bit too much. Gyro perhaps should have been a little bit more selfless and tanked a bit more, but he might go down here. Of course, you got only level 1 in power. And Disruption and Soul Catcher up on the Shadow Demon though. So he might find himself caught out here. No mana on the gyrocopter either. That damage amplification really helped him out. Will he be able to deny himself to the newts? And there's a blast from 2 shadows that were stacked. You set up your own demise for that, Bruno. Shadow Demon is going to be laughing in his grave about that one. Sorry, not Shadow Demon, Gyrocopter, what game am I watching? And quick boots up on him already, being involved in 3 kills. 1 on mid, 1 on the Chen, and 1 on the Magnus in the jungle. Really great roaming here. And yeah, they managed to get one denied to the neutrals, which isn't ideal, but could be worse. And they also managed to kill the Wisp to the tower. So that dive did end up costing him in the end, but I think they'll still be happy with it. Waga getting pretty much free farm up here. 20 for 8, 3 minutes in, laughing. Nakes should be a similar... Yeah, 18 for 7, so focusing more denies, trying to get some lane control here. Choosing not to pressure it, but they're both pretty much free farming. And Waga doing only slightly better, but I don't think it'll be an issue. He's stacked up the tangos, worried about that harass. And his Sentry Ward expires. I got a new one, but Broodmother does actually manage to get that Soul Ring. Probably just nearly the time. She has 2 last hits, so 2 last hits and then just waiting it out. And there's a Sentry placed. XyF has got to move back here, forced off the lane. Only level 2. When you got level 3 Shadow Demon, the support in that lane's actually out-leveling you. She hasn't got any harass off a big dagger. Gyrocopter gets a kill. Dive between the tier 2 and tier 3. I must be half asleep. The quick salve up from Wisp helping kill the Gyro as well. The ward gets dropped. Too Good's going to find himself in trouble. Silencers come here as well. Too Good will go down. One more hit from the Silencer. Sorry, no, the last word damage got the last hit there. Level 3 already, getting a lot of levels in that mid lane, and Warlock only level 4. 2 levels in Shadow Word, and then the rest into stats. Not going for that Fatal Bond or Upheaval. And it looks like the Magnus feels comfortable now. No levels in skill yet, but 1-on-1 Lifestealer shouldn't have any problems. Lifestealer is, of course, miles away in levels. He's gone for that 2 in Feast, maxing out 2 in Feast, 2 in Rage, 1 in Open Wound. So 1 in Open Wound is not too different. Not maxing out Feast doesn't feel like he really needs to bring down too many tank heroes at the moment, at this point in the game. Or the lifesteal so bad since there's no one in his lane. And the Rage, of course, going for the magic immunity. But nothing too weird, but nothing too standard either. And Bruno is absolutely kicking himself. This Gyro build, maxing out the home missile. This is my preferred style. I love the support Gyro, of course. I'm a big advocate for it. And I'm thinking of making a foundation, the support Gyro support group, SGSG. Yeah, on the Wisp, yeah, donate please. I'll set up the website, still in the making. Looking at getting some more corporate sponsors to really get us up off the ground. Get a real movement behind us. Anyway, the Wisp, we see 1-1-1 build coming up on him. He's got the overcharge, which I'm not sure what the justification is there. Maybe they just want to deal with damage faster. Often they choose to max the spirits if they're doing for this sort of build. Sometimes they tether if they're going for the like with a CK where you want to make the most out of that stun. And I don't think Spectre used a single consumable here. They're putting a bit of pressure on this Broodmother, not bothering to use disruption, just wants to harass him off the lane, but not. They know they won't get the kill, so what's the point of using the matter? You can do just as much without the disruption when he can just move out of the Sentry Ward range. But oh, Wagamother missed the last hit. Not going to be happy with himself over that. He's got 2.5k now. He looks like he's rushing a raw relic, and they're just trying to make the most out of it. Before this lifesteal gets too out of control, of course, he was adept at bringing down tanks, and Spectre is good at tanking. So it's a bit of a catch-22. And Wisp does get a kill on the Shadow Demon. That haste rune with the tether really helping him out. Level 4 on him. He's got the, I think he had the overcharge cranking. That's what that noise was. Gyro only level 4. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say only. But level 4, once he gets to level 3, that Rocket Barrage continues to do more and more damage. Mid's going to find himself in trouble. Once they get the homing missile off, they are stuffed. But a bit of miscommunication. Luckily, didn't break the tether. I was off cooldown anyway. There's a tether into the Silencer, trying to give him a bit more attack speed. That's the justification. That's why you got the overcharge, helping the Silencer deal as much DPS as possible with the glaives. Gyro dives in, but the illusions help tank it. He might go down to the tower there. He does. That damage amplification, but homing missile does hit the Shadow Demon. Red Panda is silenced now, but Silencer will go down. Will Wisp survive? I don't think so. That last hit from the tower is going to do it. The triple kill for the Shadow Demon of all players. He was the only one to survive that. 0-1-0 becomes 3-1-0 for the Shadow Demon. One last hit as well. Oh, he's having a good day. That gives him 600 gold. Buys some wards for the team. I'm not sure if Curry was already upgraded or not. But yeah, that didn't turn out too bad. The downside is 3,000 gold in the Life Stealer. And that's scary. Probably gonna, you'd have to assume that, you know, the phase drums, armlet build, pretty standard stuff. You've got armlet at the moment. We'll see what he progresses into from there. He may just want to take this late game. He realizes that Spectre's getting a lot of farm. He's going to have a Ratty up in a reasonable amount of time. It's pretty safe to assume. And you may just, he may want to take this late game. So he might not be too concerned with the drum, realizing that that's about 1,200 gold he might rather spend on something else. No, a bit more. Yeah, so about 1,500 gold that he might want to spend working towards an armlet, working towards the javelin for the basher. So we'll see what he prefers. But in this case, so far we've got 2k and the phase boots, just in case it gets caught out when the inevitable ganks come. Forcing a Magnus off the lane and getting the deny as well. Poor Mag, what's he got? He's managed to find level 6 with boots. I think he got a bit of XP from that. 60 for 26 on the Life Stealer, really helping to deny that Magnus. He hasn't been here most of the time, but regardless, now it's really bringing him down. And top lane, they are diving hard. Good disruption, good reverse polarity from the Magnus there. He's got, oh, he doesn't have enough mana for this, for anything, for the skill or the shockwave. Spectre does go down though. He is not going to be happy with that. Still 3.1k. They've got the sentries up. Zimworm will find himself in trouble here. The creep wave helping to tank. Oh, he pops a soaring. He is keen for that. He does go down, and the Spirit from the Wisp jumps in solo. Oh, Disruptor's not going to have a good time. Last word's going to do a lot of damage. He will go down. There's one glaive. That's enough. And just as Wisp gets out of there, not sure if he actually got the XP from there. Kind of a confusing circumstance how that went down, being involved with the damage to get the gold, but perhaps TPing out just before he actually died. Anyway, Spectre's back. He's got 3k, and he really wants this. He really wants this Radiance. Of course, he's going to have such a hard time. Those glaives doing so much damage. 93 damage per attack against a 700 health Spectre. So, you know, disregarding armor, about 20 hits is all it would take. So you can just chuck about 3 glaives. Sorry, I'm not even counting the glaives damage. That's about 140 damage. So let's be honest, about 10 hits and you're going down, Spectre. And that silence really is going to hurt him. You get casted last word, you have to dagger. That's your only real ability. And then mid lane might go down. Yeah, that movement speed really helping out the gyrocopter with that flat cannon. Too good, goes down. Will Waga be able to save his team? He's going to have to rotate down to the bot lane, I feel. He's finally having to use some consumables. Well, only 58 for 21. That first gank really stuffed him up compared to 74 for 33 Lifestealer. Drum is done as well. He is going for that Sonic build. But Shadow Demon, will he go down here? There's the TP in as well. Zimworm will go down. Surely, no, he's going to get out of this one. Oh, but there's the reverse polarity with the Empower. Will it be enough? He actually goes down. Everyone's so low. Look at that Broodmother with TPs out, bringing the, I think, Gyro back, and Blink up on the Silencer as well. Really wanting to position himself. There is a dagger up, but no mana for it. He's gone for the face. He's gone for the drum. Silencer not going for that Radiance. Decides it's just too risky. And the Warlock ulti gets dropped, but doesn't manage to find anyone. Only level 1 as well, of course. He's level 8 compared to a level 10 Silencer. Really pulling away. This Silencer, so powerful, so powerful. I think we will see a nerf or at least a tweak in the next patch coming up, but we'll have to wait and see to see what Lord of Ice does. There's a blink in, there's the last word, there's the Glaze dealing so much damage. Too good. Disruption to try and save him. Maybe should have gone on the Silencer, but his ulti will do a lot of damage, and the damage amplification. Silencer's turning around. He may go down from this. He does. Shadow Demon kills him, and the Whips dies as well to the tower. They're chasing down this courier as well. They won't be able to get it. That's 2 for none. A really good TP from XyF, and that got him the double kill. Scouting with the dagger there. It's safe. They want to push this. Bruno's been in the enemy jungle. He's got his Bazing Ring and 1300 in the bank. We might see a fast Arcanes, might see a fast Mech. Really depends on what the Warlock wants to go for. We've got to skewer up. This might be a bad TP from the Lifestealer. There's a stomp immediately. Rage, but it won't be enough. He is going to go down from this. Way too aggressive there. And Wisp now gets in there, gets amongst them. But Waga will go down from the Rocket Barrage. One more tower last hit. Oh, 5 seconds left. Oh, 3 seconds left. 2 seconds left. One. There's Shockwave. But Wisp gets out in time. And XyF's tanking the tower. He might actually go down here. Not sure who to watch. Magnus might survive. He's silenced. He's got a skill in 17 seconds. That homing missile should deal enough damage. That is level 3. There's a blink. You won't even need it. One more hit. She goes disrupted. And there's a silencer tick. Just not enough. Really good plays there from the Shadow Demon trying to do something. Surfer will go down. Waga is respawn and ulting in so many team fights. The Gyrocopter might go down. He chucks a rocket. Who's it onto? It's onto Too Good, but they right click it down, and that's the problem with Rocket. Waga's chasing this one more hit. He's got that max Desolate. None in Dispersion. No wonder why he was tanking so much damage when that silencer harassed him. Honestly, I didn't even think of that. I didn't even look at that. So that was something I should have mentioned earlier in the game. Meanwhile, Broodmother finally gets an inch to move, and he takes a mile. The tier 1 tower did get brought down. Happened somewhere in that engagement. Yeah, no, Chen destroyed the tower. I'm not even sure when that tower went down. It might have been before when Silencer roamed up. But 2100 onto the Brood. Will we see the Yasha? Will we see AUI being channeled here through Zimwam? And he sees the Spectre and decides to hottail it out of there. Shadowdim was coming with Sentry Wards. That's a good play from him. Waga's looking around. He's got that Envious rune. He manages to catch him out. He's got a web. Will it be enough? But the Desolate brings him down. Wisp is tipping in. Is he bringing the Lifesteal with him? Oh, the Silencer, the big ultimate from both. The Tether both stuns the Golem, and the Silence Red Panda will get brought down from the Tether damage. But 2 for 1, that's worth it. Only for the cost of a Reverse Polarity and a Golem. Cheap, cheap, cheap. And Bruno didn't actually cast his ultimate there. Oh, because he was silenced as well, of course. Now Waga 1400 in the bank. What item is he going to go for? I'm not sure. We've got we might have 2 AoE wannabes on the team. No, we see the traditional silent stick from the Broodmother. Yeah, we'll see what the Spectre wants to go for. I didn't actually watch the. Did I watch the game? I can't recall watching the game, and I can't remember what AUI went for when he played the Spectre recently with the Warlock combination. But we'll have to find out. Looks like he's going towards a Diffusal would be the more traditional thing. Might also be a Yasha if he wants to get Manta and lots of illusions. Just to help deal that dispersion damage with the Fatal Bonds. Zimwam's now pressuring this bottom tower with Games for May. Little Dog's broken his chains and gets denied the last hit by Brood. He's level 11 now, and still only got 1 in the open wounds. Gyrocopter is a level 8, moving to level 9, going for that 4-4, just ignoring the flat can. This is my favourite way to play support Gyrocopter. Vilko approved. And it's working out for him. It's working wonders for their team. Out of 18 kills, how many of this guy's been involved in? He's been involved in 12 out of the 18 kills. Wisp has been involved out of 16 out of the 18. It's just working amazingly well. And those Broodlings, Spiderlings, however you want to call them, they're actually really, really good on the Chain Lightning. Good micro there from Bruno, trying to farm them up. But they're actually really good at absorbing the Fatal Bonds. You're going to have to bring them down before you cast it. So you may have to use the Chaotic Offering first. But there's a cooldown. Will he get anyone off before he gets picked off? No, he won't. Just goes down. Too Good takes the homing missile and doesn't give a hoot. Bruno looks like he's got the mech. Oh, top lane with his XyF getting brought down. There's a silence from Silencer, and last word isn't even needed to bring him down. The glaives are enough. Going into stats, not even worrying about Curse of Silence. It really peaks early game, and if you want to go transition straight, you need to stack up that intel and get a bit tankier and a bit more attack speed. Guess what? Stats does all those 3. Selin now healing up. He's nearly got a mech of his own. He is not far off. He brings him down. Bruno might go down here. Doesn't have his ultimate. Already popped it. There's the last word, ticking him over. Too good. Will he go down? Not enough immediate stuns, you have to say. They've only got a tether. The homing missile takes its time. The well, yeah, that's it. The homing missile takes its time, and you got the tether. There's a tactical pause. Everyone's cracking out the orange juice and the water bottles and the Gatorade, having a bit of a sip. We've got the Blade of Alacrity up on the Spectre. As I say, he's got 800 in the bank, so chances are he'll be working towards the Defusal. If you wanted a Yasha, you could start building it now. For all you know, he could just be grabbing straight into a ultimate orb, feeling like he wants to tank this and he can afford to farm for that long. Might feel like the benefits outweigh going into the Yasha right now. That Blink Dagger up on Silencer, it is really interesting to see the variations of builds we're seeing these days. Silencer, of course, not really popular until his recent, pardon me, how rude, recent changes to Last Word. So this Blink Dagger build is kind of interesting. I say it's not something you see too often, but hell, you haven't seen enough silencers to say. But yeah, that Blink Dagger just helps in position, make sure you can get it off. Wonderful transition into, who knows, a Dagon build. I saw one earlier today. We casted that game, and it worked out pretty good. His problem is he couldn't position very well. That's Silencer's problem. That's a lot of heroes' problem, let's be honest. Anyone without a Blink Dagger or a TP skill. Yeah. But the Blink Dagger gives him that. You can jump in and then you can nuke him down. You got a lot of squishy heroes. A Spectre and arguably Magnus are the only tank ones, really. And he is going into a Defusal Blade. That's a smart pickup. He's going to the Diffusal Blade so he can kill the golems. Probably should have realized that earlier. Had to think about it for a second. Yeah, he can. Okay, Warlock drops the ulti. Oh no, we're all stunned. That's terrible. Blah blah blah. We're all Fatal Bonds. Oh, there's so much damage. But then you defuse the golem. It goes in a blink of an eye, and then you don't need to care about that. All the immolation, so much of the AOE damage lost right there. And this is a great pickup. It also helps him. That slow isn't bad when you're chasing down people like the Magnus, like the Spectre, the crafty ones. What build does Shadow Aim go for? Always interesting to see. Okay, so just one in the disruption. Interesting that he's chose to max Shadow Poison. It's because he's gone up against a Broodmother. He just wants to have as much AoE as possible, as much counter push, and it's working out for him quite well. Dash Amplification, of course, the common one you normally want to max out. Disruption, well, it doesn't give you as much as the Shadow Poison in this circumstance. Is the mech now done? No, that was just the... No, actually, he's gone for the arcane bit before finishing the mech. He just wanted the buckler there for now. Moving on, we have the Staff of Wizardry up on the Warlock, moving towards an Axe pretty soon. Pretty common stuff. You may think that's actually a really good point. Axe makes two, of course, two smaller golems. You can't defuse both, and that's something that, at least in pubs, you don't often think about. I think because not many people are smart enough to counterpick you with a defusal, or build against you. So that is a really smart thing to go for. That's a advantage not a lot of people think of. Some people even question saying two weaker ones, is it really that great? But in this circumstance, it's going to work wonders. Will it be enough damage? There's a cooldown. We've got Home Missile coming in. There's a Skewer. Didn't actually pop his ultimate there, but taking so much damage. Too good as well. Solo, there's the ultimate coming out from the Shadow Dam. Will it be enough to bring down the... Oh, the tower hit actually followed the Whisper and managed to get the kill. The Homing Missile onto Scriff. Waga armor just trying to rip it up. Will he go down? Will his gyro go down? Waga taking so much damage. No, they decide to back off. And Silencer, they're just fearful for that damage. And Nakes is top. I don't know if he's even seen another hero. No, sorry, he died twice on that silly TP, but he learns lessons. Since then, he doesn't even want to know there's an enemy team. He's got his Maelstrom up. He's going to be farming, counter pushing so well. That attack speed is going to help him deal so much more damage with the Feast. Going to be keen to see if he goes into a Basher or into an Armlet. Maelstrom, not uncommon in the pub scene. In the pro scene, normally you would tend to see a Phase Drums and then a Midas. Potentially a Midas before that. But also, most commonly an Armlet. Let's see if he chooses to let this replace it and is fine with taking a bit more damage, being a bit more squishy, or if he really wants it. Oh, the silencer with the diffuser instantly killing the golem, and this is going to continue to happen. That silencer's getting fat. He's got 20 intel stolen, now up to, oh golly, did he upgrade the, no, still level 1. Wow, that's a lot of intelligence. Now up to 115 roundabout. Wisp, of course, giving us so much attack speed, which is exactly what it needs, so we can keep letting those glades fly out. You've got a map to, you've got a Wisp to get you roughly in position on the map. You've got a Blink to really get up in their face. This is a ballsy silencer. He is not sitting back being a pussy. He wants to get in there and rape you your face. And we've got the diffuser up from Spectre as well. Of course, it doesn't have the same impact as it does for the Radiant team being able to kill off that golem. Broodmother, how you going? She's still got those raw boots, but she does have the silent stick done. And in her laning and the amount of control that was taken out on her, that ain't half bad. You've got Gyrocopter with the power treads, just trying to tank up a bit and gain the more maneuverability. There's a Dust. Wagamama might be able to take this. There's the Brood with the lifesteal. Does Wagamama. He's got the levels in the Desolate, and for every damage you do to him, he's returning it right back at you. And he is now dominating that diffuser, really helping to bring down. There's the cooldown in the mid lane. Bruno's going to go down here to the lifestealer. One more hit. It does it. The Spirit from Wisp. And there's the ultimate and the Skewer bringing everyone back, but he's taking so much damage. That lifestealer absolutely ripping him apart, and Too Good will go down here. His ulti, of course, on cooldown still. Wagamama, he wants to get Solar. There's a diffuser blade. He will go down. Will he fight this Gyro? Oh, that diffuser blade from the silence is doing so much. And there's a jump in. He does go down. That lifestealer slow, helping out his teammates survive. That just allows him to kite that Spectre so much. Between diffusal and open wounds, you're not even moving. And that's 4k up on the lifestealer now. So we have a Majorni. He's going for the all-out attack speed, aggressive, counter-pushing, farming, everything build. And he might be going towards a Basher after this to try and hold him in place even more. But if he's comfortable with the slows, hey, he might not need to. You've got a diffuser, you've got your open wounds, you've got a Broodmother who can slow and silence so they can't damage you as much. You've got... Honestly, I was saying they don't have a lot of stuns before, but when it comes down to it, lifestealer doesn't need a lot of time. If you can slow them for a couple of seconds, if you can stun them for 1 or 2 seconds, that's all he needs. And we might see him go for a Basher if he doesn't really feel comfortable though. That is the point I am raising. Bruno here, 150 gold off the mech. A 4-star on Warlock, actually not an ulti stick, doesn't feel comfortable farming it, wants the survivability, wants to help Waga get away. He's died 3 times now, the Wagamama. 121 last hits, been involved in 9 kills, 5 in his name. He's got the phase, he's got the drum, he's got level 2 diffusal. That bonus intelligence and Agi doing wonders for him. And of course the additional charges. That's where he spent his money on. Let's see where he goes from here. In the top lane, we see a bit of warding going on. They've both got side of this area and of each other. Oh my god! Goodness gracious! I've been flat out like a lizard drinking lately, so I'm pretty pooped. Zimwam has gone into those power treads now. 800 in his name. Let's look at the gold graph, guys. 1400 the advantage of the Radiant. 10,000 XP. You've got a lifestealer inside a silencer. You've got a Wisp with a TP to get them both in position. Then you've got a Blink. So much maneuverability with this combo for your entire team. And Lifesteal is sticking this one out. Will they go into the Rosh Pit? They've got a ward for the Dire in that area. But the Blink, I don't know if they would have spotted it. They should be able to do this really fast as well. Look at that health drop. Games for May. He can still get bashed even in that range form, so that might slow him down. But the Dire are not going to be able to fight this, even with reverse polarity up. Not even a drum's completed. Simply Arcanes on the Magnus. No Blink. No nothing. And mech is done. That's a positive for them. They might have a better chance in team fight, but you got to say they're going to have to pull this one so far out of their ass that I can't even think of a pun. Something about a rectal exam. And then Wagamama, He's got to count him with dust. I'm waiting for the group up and push, guys. This could be the GG coming out soon. 26 intelligence stolen from 4 silencer. A mystic staff in his pocket. He has got 145 intelligence, 1800 mana pool, blink dagger for maneuverability, diffusal. You got to think about this. You've got hold on, I got to do the numbers here, guys. You've got 170 damage. You've got roughly 150 intelligence plus 75% of that turned into the damage. I can't even think of the numbers. That shows how awake I am. But let's say 100. You've got about 250 damage coming out. Sorry, yeah, even a bit more. Probably about 300 damage coming out per auto attack. And he's spent 2100 on positioning. He's spent a lot of money on this diffusal blade just to counter a golem. Not all this is going to DPS. He's only got 1 DPS item at the moment. Well, one with a big mystic staff, just some power dreads and some basic items, and that's how much damage he's dealing. With enough mana to spam anything and enough maneuverability to initiate, it's going to be a hard fought battle for GD carried by Waga. They're grouping up on the bot lane. They've got this silent stick. They've got 1800 up on the Broodmother. They've got this Nake's Bomb with a blink dagger. They're baiting this out. Waiting in the wings is Gyro with support from the Wisp. Are they going to take it? The Satyr wearily wanders down to the Wawa level. And just counter pushing now. They want to try and turtle this one out. Spectre, I'm going to call you out on this one, Wagamama. Spectre's real amazing ability is the fact that he can farm anywhere on the map, and within an instant with Haunt, jump back in to exactly where you want to be within team fight. But right now, he's sitting there chucking some daggers, afraid to farm. The lack of vision's really hurting them now. They're wondering where that Wisp is. They're wondering where that Gyro is. And even if they knew where they are, it's not hard for them to jump right back in there. And that scares them a lot. And how do you counter the global presence that Spectre does give you with being able to jump anywhere? It's just being able to jump further. That's what it comes down to. Or that in this game at least, that's what it's coming down to. And they are doing it to perfection right now. You've got Broodmother pressuring the top lane and the 4 grouped up on the bottom. This Nakes is so patient, still chilling in here. He's got nearly 3k in his old bank account. Silencer has gone for the Shivers Guard. That's being sent to him right now. Wanting to tank up, give a bit more AoE. So they see 3 people. They've gone in to gank the Broodmother. There's a dust, but then they have to turn around because there's a Nake's Bomb, and this bottom tower is going to go with the barracks shot following shortly. That rocket, not enough attack speed on Bruno to get the appropriate amount of hits in. 600 gold, straight to the bank for Silencer. This Rax is going down. There's very little that GD can do about this. There's reverse polarity, but where's the backup? There's a big stun from the Golem, but already killed, and oh my god, this Silencer is just ripping it up. Amazingly, that Hand of God and Mech does manage to save the Magnus, but it won't save Bruno, and there's the blink. Triple kill for the Silencer. Wisp helping him out, trying to heal him up. And meanwhile, Games from A on the Lifestealer is taking the racks. 4k. Broodmother's pressuring top. They couldn't get the kill on him because of the pressure that was applied, but they were waiting for it. This is why Broodmother is so good, even when he's not picked like this. Sure, pushing doesn't happen anymore, but you know what? There will always be pressure. There will always be counter push. There will always be forcing your opponent to make a move, and Brood will always be able to do that. And that's what he's done this game. Sure, he had a rough start. They shut him down so hard. He couldn't snowball. He couldn't be a DPS. He didn't have to be. All he was there for was a moment like this. Switching their aggression. You can have 4 people grouped up, 4 massive heroes, and 1 on the top, and you have to defend both. And once you get ahead in this circumstance, you just can't. You simply can't. And that's what happened. They've made full advantage of that. Silencer did get the kill there on the Shadow Demon. Popping the Shivers and the whole deal. Level 19. Sooner or later he's going to be forced to get Curse of the Silent. And he pauses the game. Wisp is lagging. Tactical pause. They're trying to regroup. You know, could there be a draw? Could there be a truce? This war could come to an end within this pause. Or they could just unpause and stomp. But we'll find out soon enough. Wisp has 1,000 gold for fear. Oh. Hurts to see it. 4,500 on the Lifestealer. Silence is hiding behind the game is pause board. 3,200 up on him. 20 kills he's been involved in. And so much gold. This looks like a good foundation for the Tower of Babel. Just getting higher and higher, heading up towards 2,500 XP, heading up towards 2,000. And Lifestealer with a relic, probably going to go into an Abyssal, probably won't even need it. He could go into a Divine, he could go into Radiance if he wanted to, for all you know. 4-star is up, but pains me to say it. Too little, too late, too good. Yeah, that was painful to say. It's pretty embarrassing. Assonance. Here's Spectre. He's got 900. We're just dancing around. We're waiting for this game to end. Look at that little... Whoa, look at that little gallop. What the fudge was going on there? Doggy likes to gallop. Here's Brood still doing his thing. They didn't actually manage to get the racks top. Did bring down the tower though. They've got that shadow poison stacking up on a lot of them. They've also got that shockwave. But again, while they're up there, you got 3 mid or 4 mid. And now they try and go in. There's the blink. Oh, you are well and truly dead, Magnus. There's a blink up into the next bomb. A couple of right clicks from each, and that is the job done. Will we see the GG call come out? The second set of racks goes down. All 3 creep waves are just about in your base. The middle one's going to go down before Red Panda can respawn. Where's the GG call? Where's the mercy? No mercy. Here's the stomp. And there's the diffuser going off. Gyro helping to do so much damage to these illusions. And all heal goes down. But Bruno, one last right click from the Silencer does get it. And they will take this rack. But not before the Silencer jumps in. He's got last word. He's got defusal. Does he want it? No, he's going to be fine. Killing some illusions for lols. The middle barracks will go down. The game will end. That is my prediction. That's what the 8 ball says, word for word. And there it goes. And there's the spike. There's mega creeps up, guys. Enjoyed casting this game. Shows you that just because pros pull off doesn't mean that you can. And yeah, we saw. Oh, there's a skewer back in. That was a good play from Red Panda. A bit of fountain diving fun. Oh, and Spectre actually doing a lot of damage, but it's just simply not going to be enough. The mega creeps will actually probably get some towers after this. But they did get a fair few heroes. Anyway, I think it really showed up Spectre's weak points. He's not a strong laner. He needs mana, but he can't even to spam his dagger, and even then it doesn't do too much for you. Compared to Innate, where you can slow, where you can have so much damage, where you can have magic immunity from level 1. It's just such a massive advantage. And Red Panda getting off another good skill there. But Silencer is just so fat. And it also shows the strength of Silencer within CM games. So much lane. It's quite the opposite of Spectre. So much lane control. So much DPS. Not a heap of farm required. I was mentioning it early. Power treads were about the only damage item, if you could call them that, early on in the game. And he still managed to churn it out just from getting a good start, which is guaranteed to with all those strong laning skills. And that is the ball game. Thanks for watching, guys. I've been Vilko. This has been a CM game from Random Pub. And you're watching XyF Dota. I'll leave up the score screens. GG well played comes out. What nice guys. Always so modest and down to earth. So the end score 39-26 in this 33-minute and 54-second game. Hope you enjoyed watching. I'll catch you cats next time.